Hey everyone, hope all of you have had a very happy holidays and are having a very happy and fantastic new year in 2023. To kick things off here in 2023, we are going to be looking at the DazDalee Dazzling Boom outdoor wireless party Bluetooth speaker. So since the unboxing, I have had this speaker now for a little over 4 months probably. And so this could be also a long-term in-depth review of this DazDalee Dazzling Boom speaker. And before we get this review underway, I just want to make some disclaimers. I did pay for this with my own money, and I got it at a lightning deal. Like what I've been saying in my previous videos, if you see something you like on Amazon and you want to get it, but you don't have the budget or the money to get it yet, put it on your wish list, and when it comes up on sale, say like a lightning deal or whatever, you'll get notified, and then by then you'd probably have the money to get it. So when you get it on a lightning deal, it'll not only be cheaper to get it, but you'll save a lot of more money getting it with a lightning deal, and makes it more affordable. Also, honesty and integrity is a rare commodity these days, and I just wanted to promise you guys that I'll never give you guys a false or made up review. So regardless if it's a sponsored video or not, if I get the product for free or if I buy it with my own money, you'll always get my honest opinions of the product and if I recommend the product or not. I have no hidden agenda when I'm making these videos other than to give you guys as good, if not the best information that I can, so you guys can make a smart purchasing decision. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I do make some of these videos so that if you guys are interested, I can sell them through my Amazon link, which helps out this channel. But that's pretty much it. So with that out of the way, being a former Marine, Semper Fi everybody. That means always faithful. So as you guys who have been watching my channel know, when I review a product, I usually like to talk about the company behind the product, because if there's history of the company, you can tell if you're going to get a good after product purchase, like say you're going to get good warranty, you're going to get good like technical support should you have any issues with the product. I like to go into the history and get to know more about the companies that I am purchasing from. Unfortunately, with DazDalee, there's really not that much to know about it. They don't have a company website, and I've tried to search. I did a Google search to look for the DazDalee, the company. As you guys can see, I searched for DazDalee, I searched for DazDalee electronics, and I've also searched for DazDalee speakers, but no company website about DazDalee. Like if my previous speakers that I've reviewed, some that are not so well known, let's say my Ortizon speakers, I could type in Ortizon speakers, and as you can see, the first thing that pops up is Ortizon's website link. And when you hit that link, you'll see Ortizon's webpage and their homepage, their products and speakers, and then they'll have the support page. Whereas on, like I said, on DazDalee, the closest you can get to a homepage for DazDalee is their Amazon store, where they show their 2 products that they showcase, or that the only 2 products that they sell, which is the DazDalee party speaker that we have here, Dazzling Boom, and their Patio Beats outdoor like light speakers. So if you want to get good after product support on DazDalee, you might want to keep the box that you bought it with, or take pictures of the box, because on the side of the box you'll have the customer service email for DazDalee, and inside of the box on the top part you'll have more customer service email and also an after sales contact phone number. So I'm not going to beat around the bush if you guys don't want to go through this whole video, because I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but for the sake of brevity, I've already did a bunch of sound tests on this and comparisons in previous videos, so I'll put links to those in the description down below. But let's cut to the chase before we go any further. Do I recommend this DazDalee Dazzling Boom speaker? The answer to that is yes, but with a few caveats. Okay, and we will go more into that in the sections on those, what those caveats are, or those exceptions on why you might or might not want to buy this speaker. And with that out of the way, I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the specs on this speaker. Specs and features. Okay, before we get to specs and features, let's go through what's included with your purchase of the Dazzling boom speaker. If you guys didn't see my unboxing, you get a USB-C to USB-A cable for charging. You also get a 3.5 millimeter audio connection for wired audio. And then you get a quick start guide, and that's pretty much about it. It's pretty much the basic for what you get for most of these wireless Bluetooth speakers. Some won't even include the either the 3.5 millimeter audio connection or your charging cable. It's pretty much on average with most, but not quite up there when it comes to accessories. Okay, so specs and features. First off, this speaker right now on Amazon sells for $99.99. But like I said, I put it on my wish list, and I got it for a lightning deal, which was $69.99, I believe, is how much I got it for. And the power output on the speaker is a 60 watts RMS and 80 watts peak. And if you guys don't know what that is, 60 watts is normally, like, say, if you have a car, that's your normal driving speed without burning out the engine. And same thing with speakers. So 60 watts would probably be like good output volume where you won't blow out the speakers. 80 watt peak, once you start listening into that, like let's say 100% volume, you'll probably start hearing distortions and static in the speakers. It'll probably blow out the speakers too if you keep listening to that 80 watt peak for a longer period of time. This outdoor party Bluetooth speaker, I believe, is the nicest looking speaker that I have. But as you can see, it does have a lot of RGB. It has a lot of lights. Even what I like with this is that the power buttons are also self-lit, so you can see them in the dark. And here on the sides where the passive radiators are, you also have a ring of LED lights. The one knock that I don't like is that I thought in the beginning that the volume, or this knob, control knob right here, also has RGB. It just stays the one color, and that's blue. This speaker is also IPX7. So what does that mean? IPX7 means that so you can submerge it into up to 3 feet underwater for up to 30 minutes. This speaker also functions as a portable power bank. It supposedly has up to 12,000 milliamp hours of battery. And it also has, just like on Soundcore's rave party speakers, you can link or sync up to 100 plus speakers of these Dazzling booms in like concert or party mode. It also has 9 different colors and 3 lighting effect modes. And then you also get a DSP, which you can use extra bass on and extra bass off. But we'll talk more about the sound in the other section on sound. This speaker is Bluetooth 5.0, but it does support like multiple device sharing, I believe. And what that means is you can be connected to 2 devices, and you can switch back and forth between said devices, like say your tablet or your smartphone, or your laptop and your smartphone. In the back of the speaker, you do have aux in, so you can plug it into a device that doesn't have a Bluetooth wireless connection. And also in the back of the speaker, you will see later, is that it does have a USB-A port for charging other devices. It also has built-in mics, so you can do hands-free calling with this. So the other features, like I was saying, is down here in the back. Being that it's a 2020 or 2023 now, you get USB-C charging to charge up the device. And on their product page, it says it takes 6 to 7 hours to fully charge. I could confirm that. It charges pretty slow using my 12 volt USB-C charger. Right here is your auxiliary port to plug it into a 3.5 millimeter audio connection to a device like, let's say, a digital audio player or a older like stereo system, or even to plug it into your laptop. And then right here is the USB-A port for charging. Like I said, you can charge your phone or your tablets, but it will not charge a gaming laptop like the one that I have that requires more power. Okay, let's talk about the build. Okay, build quality. So item weight on this Dazzling boom is 4.23 pounds. It's an all plastic build, which is pretty obvious, right? Because you're not going to have a metal build on a waterproof speaker, because if you do, it'll rust and it'll make it more heavier. So portability becomes a question with the heavier speaker. Although I do love my Tri-Bit Stormbox Blast, which is a very heavy speaker. Well, heavy to some. So the all plastic build quality is pretty decent. It's pretty good, not bad at all. Depending on if you have sweaty or oily hands, this plastic can get smudged up a little bit, and you're gonna need to wipe it down every now and then. Starting from the bottom here, you have these nice rubber feet to keep the speakers in place on a desk and to keep vibrations from going onto your surface when the speaker is playing at its louder volumes. There's a knob here that will tell you the volume right there. It goes up to 31, and it'll also tell you here on the display if you're on Bluetooth or auxiliary mode. So up top here on your buttons, they're very nice and tactile, and they all light up, which is more than what I could say with my other Bluetooth speakers. I think if you're going to have an outdoor party speaker, you should have lights on your function buttons, because for some, you're going to be using this at nighttime, right? So you want to be able to see the buttons. Here, starting from my left, is your power button. If you short press it, it'll tell you the battery life. And since I've already fully charged this, you can see it'll say 100% right there. Short press, it tells you the battery life. Long press turns it off. There's your Bluetooth pairing button. That's self-explanatory, right? You have your skip back button, play pause button, skip forward button, the lighting mode button right here. So when you first turn on the speaker, you won't get any lights. And so when you first turn it on, it'll be like this. And then first press is the first lighting mode. Another press is the second lighting mode. And then the third press is the third lighting mode, which is the one that I usually go to, which is the all-out RGB. And then the last button here is your extra bass button. The knob, pretty nice. With this knob right here, like I said in my unboxing, it reminds me of those old boombox speakers, somewhat. And of course, you got a handle here to make, carrying the speaker a little bit easier. Although I do wish it would have had those rings, D-rings on here, like on my W King X10. So you can also use like a shoulder strap or harness to be hands-free carry. Okay, so that's that with the build quality and the features. Let's talk about connectivity and battery life on this. First off, connectivity, it's like I said, this is Bluetooth 5.0 and it has pretty strong connectivity. If you guys haven't seen my outdoor comparisons on these party speakers, from one end of my pool to the other end in the backyard is almost 60 feet, and it still maintained a strong connection in that distance with line of sight. I could probably gone even further if it's line of sight. If it's not line of sight, like let's say I'll take this speaker to another room while my device that it's paired with, like say my smartphone, is in a different part of the room, it'll still stay connected. There's hardly any interference, if at all, when I go from, like say I leave my phone in my room and then I take this into the living room or into the kitchen. Hardly any interference with Bluetooth connectivity. So it's got a pretty strong connection, and it can pair to your last device automatically, and you can pair it to another device pretty easily while it's still connected to the other device. So if I have this paired with my smartphone, I can still pair it with my tablet. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, I'm connected to my smartphone, my S21 Ultra, but I'm also connected to my Yoga Tab 13 right here, see? So it can pair to more than one device. And then you can, switch between playing it on this Yoga Tab 13 or my S21 Ultra. So it's got multiple device pairing, which is also another good feature that some of my other Bluetooth 5.0 speakers can't do, unless it's Bluetooth 5.3, or even my Bluetooth 5.3, they connect one at a time. So I think it just depends on the chip that they have inside the speaker. So connectivity overall is great. It's good. Battery life on this, as I've mentioned, the whole time I've had this, I was using it mostly just to see how it sounds when I'm watching videos or movies. And when watching videos and movies, there were hardly any like latency, if at all, that I noticed. although you can notice some every now and then when it's just like a talking head video. For regular like Netflix movies or shows, you probably won't notice the latency. And if you're going to be playing video games like first-person shooter games, I would probably plug this in to your computer or laptop and not rely on wireless, because there aren't too many Bluetooth wireless speakers, including this one, that has that quick of a, you know, response or latency time where it'll be pinpoint accurate and fast. Now, most of the times that I've been listening to this speaker, I've never really gone above 50% volume, because this can get pretty loud and it can bother other people in the house, especially if extra bass is on. I've noticed a lot of people in my household, when it's in a quiet room or a quiet household, bass does project a lot more, and they can hear that. So with the battery life on this, like I said, I got almost a full day of usage with lower volumes, 50% to lower, and that's with the LED lights on. If you turn the LED lights off, you'll probably get even longer battery life. But if you want the whole light show effect and you put it on louder volumes, I would say at most it'll probably only last you, from what I've read too on Amazon, it's got mixed reviews on this, you probably get at most 3 to 4 hours with louder volumes and with the LED lights on. And that's probably why they didn't have a rated battery life on this. Or if you guys didn't see my unboxing, there was a sticker here that mentioned that if you want longer battery life, you'd have to turn the lights off, or using the lights will make your battery run down faster, something like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for battery life and connectivity. Finally, and certainly not least, but probably the most important if you're buying any kind of speaker, is the sound. Sound on this is good. It's not the best out of all my Bluetooth party speakers. If we were to go in order of what I think sounds the best out of the Bluetooth party speakers I've put on this channel so far, I'm gonna have to go with the Tri-Bit Stormbox Blast as my best sounding Bluetooth party speaker, followed by a close second to the Mifa Wildbox. And the only reason why the Tri-Bit beats the Mifa is because of the bass and the volumes that it gets without distortion. The Mifa Wildbox though is pretty detailed. The Mifa Wildbox has probably even more so than the Tri-Bit. It has a little bit more detail, and that's the one weakness of this speaker. Is one, when you're listening it at loudest volumes, it can sometimes pop or crackle, the speakers can, or can distort a little bit. And you guys can check out any of my previous videos on this, from the unboxing to the sound comparisons, and you can kind of hear a little bit of that distortion. Although I do prefer extra bass on than extra bass off, because it makes the music sound more lively and more punchy, which is the way I like my music. So the one weakness on this is that you only have these two active speakers right here, the two active woofers, and then these passive radiators right here. Each of these two active woofers are rated at 30 watts, and that's how you get the 60 watts of total sound, right? Or RMS, or 80 watts peak. 30 and 30, 60. It would have sounded better or more in detail if you would have added some tweeters to this. Like here on the W King, you have the two active woofers right here, and then some tweeters right here on the side. It doesn't really show, huh? And then the passive radiators on the back right here and right here on the sides. Speaking of here on the back, you don't have that either here. That's probably why it tends to distort sometimes in its loudest volumes. Unless you have a big speaker like the Tri-Bit Stormbox Blast, where it won't really distort because it's such a big, heavy speaker. It's got these radiator ports right here, and see here again is the tweeters on that. So where this one weaknesses is, like I said, when you're listening it at the loudest volumes, because it doesn't have a tweeter, they will tend to distort. If it had tweeters to take care of like your high notes, it probably won't. Even here on my W King, which is a lot cheaper than this, but it doesn't have the light show, it really doesn't distort too much when you're listening to this at its loudest volumes. And then right here, my Mifa Wildbox, it also has the 4 active speakers, 2 tweeters and 2 woofers, and then the passive radiators. It also doesn't distort it doesn't get distorted. My clip, which also has the 2 active woofers, does get distorted at its loudest volumes. And then another Bluetooth speaker I have right here, the DAW Soundbox XL, which I did a review on it, but it got deleted because I was playing copyrighted music. But as you can see on this one, if it's showing through the grills, it has all these active speakers right here, like a mid-range, that subwoofer here, and then some more or passive radiators or something over here. It's got like 4 active drivers in here on this speaker, I believe, and this doesn't get distorted. So the moral is, if you have more active speakers playing music, it usually will not get too distorted, and it'll give you more clarity in the music, because these 2 active woofers are taking care of both the highs and the lows. Whereas something like the Me for Wild box, because it has tweeters, like silk dome tweeters and active woofers, the woofers take care of the low end, the tweeters take care of the high end. Same thing with all the other ones, like the Tribit, the W-King X10, W-King D9-1. They all do that. This one does not have that. So that's the sound, and that's why out of all the other speakers I have, it does sound good, but it's not the best sounding. To be quite honest, it's the least best sounding out of all of them. And that leads me up to my recommendation. So like I said in the beginning, I do recommend this with those few caveats. It's not going to be the best sounding, and for the price, you can get this for $20 cheaper and get better sound. You're not going to have all the lights on here. It really doesn't have any lights, and you're getting a heavier speaker out of the W-King D9-1, but you're going to get better sound and more detail for $79. I just did the review on this right before the holidays, so you guys can watch that. That's the last video I did on W-King, is the one on this D9-1. For a little bit more, like I think $20, $10 more, you won't have, again, a light show, but you'll have a little bit better build. This is probably, out of all the speakers that I have, this has the best build and look that I like, as far as like with the materials. It has the rubber plastic over here, it makes it easier to hold even without the handle, and it has these D-rings, so you can put different handles like what you see here. I have a different handle other than the default one that was a shoulder strap, and it's got this nice ballistic or like nylon cover over the speakers, which, if you guys have seen my previous video, that's what I would prefer for an outdoor speaker or waterproof speaker to have, is this type of material, versus like W-King has metal grills and those will rust, but this is IPX6 rated, not IPX7. The Me for Wild box is IP67, and it's an all plastic build, but it's a really tough all plastic build. So this is dust and waterproof for submersion into 3.3 feet of water. This is just waterproof into 3.3 feet of water for 30 minutes. And the grills here are they don't feel like metal, not like the W-King. These feel more like a plastic type of grill, which is good, because it means when you do put it in water, if you forget to wipe it down, it's not gonna rust. My smaller Bluetooth speaker right here, the Tronsmart, it still works, and I have put this into the pool, and as you can see, you're getting a little bit of rust from these metal grills. So all in all, really what you're buying this for is if you want good sound with, I believe, to be one of the best looking Bluetooth party speakers. It really is. You can go on Amazon and try to look up any party speakers, and this has got to be up there with one of the best looking outdoor party speakers that is actually also waterproof. So if you want waterproof, if you want the light show, you want that retro boombox look, I do recommend this. It has a standard 1-year warranty, if I didn't mention it, on Amazon's webpage for DazDalee. It says it has a standard 12-month warranty, so 1-year warranty on the speaker. And from what I've read up, they do respond pretty well to any technical issues, up to replacing a defective speaker, which is good. So right now on Amazon, as I mentioned, it sells for $99.99, which is not too bad. But like I said, if you want better value, the W King sells for like $89, $79, D9-1, but it doesn't have the light show and it's not waterproof. And right now on Amazon, so far there's been like 395 reviews for this speaker, and it's got a solid 4.5 stars all around for the most part for this speaker. And so that's why I can recommend this. You want the nice light show and you want good sound, provided you're not listening to it at its loudest volumes. This is a good recommend. And customer service seems to be pretty good, at least from what I read. So that's about it on this Dazzling Boom outdoor Bluetooth waterproof party speaker. Again, if you guys are interested in this speaker, please use the links in my description. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but you will be helping out my channel. And if you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at The Workout Geek for all my latest happenings and great workout tips. Till next time, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Happy New Year, everybody.
Don't be scared. Just give it up.